Welcome. Hi, everybody. Hope you're having a good afternoon. Okay, as soon as I bring the chat up, we're going to get started. Mixed media collage today. Oh, I put out a survey about 2 weeks ago. Sorry, I had to miss the live stream last Sunday. I had to cancel it last Sunday. I'm sorry about that. And I put out a survey 2 weeks ago for what people wanted to see. I gave them a choice of what they wanted to see for this live stream, and it was a tie for first place between mixed media collage and acrylic painting with palette knife acrylic painting. It was a tie for first place between those two. So I'm doing mixed media collage today. That's what most people wanted to see out of the 4 choices I gave. And we're gonna get started just as soon as I get the chat, bring the chat up. Thank you for those people that are joining us. I'm trying to bring the chat up. If I can't bring it up right in the next minute, because I usually sometimes it comes up late, I'm gonna get started anyway. Just one more time, I'm gonna try. All right, on my laptop, I still couldn't bring the chat up, but hello, Artsy Studio. Hello, Sylvia. I haven't been able to bring the chat up yet, but I want to get started. I'm able to see the chat on the phone a little bit. Can you tell me, everybody can hear me, is that right? Can you just say yes if you can hear me? Eight people in the room. Awesome. Oh, yeah, don't. 8 people, but 5 thumbs up. Please remember to hit the thumbs up. Oh, Bobby, can you tell me, can you hear me? Can everybody hear me? I'm sure you can. It's live. It says it's live, though. So that I put out a survey, and I gave you 4 choices for what people wanted to see on this Sunday. It was supposed to be last Sunday. Sorry, I had to cancel last Sunday. And it was a tie for first place between mixed media collage and palette knife acrylic painting. So I'm doing mixed media collage today, and already I'm working on a watercolor block like this. It's 12 by 16 inches, a watercolor block. But I'm not using watercolor. I'm using acrylic paint and collage today, and I've already painted this, my background color, already with acrylic paint, 2 colors, the raw umber brown and yellow ochre. So I have not been able to bring up the chat on my laptop yet, but I'm gonna get started. So here's my background color in acrylic paint, but I'm painting on watercolor paper. And it's gonna be mixed media collage. So now right here is a picture of a woman, and she's watering the garden, because this mixed media collage, I'm probably going to make 2 today, and this is the first one. The theme for this first one is goes back to my 2 words that I picked for 2019. For 2019, I picked 2 words for the year: nature and nurture. So I have not been gardening in a while, but one of my words was the nature and nurture. Nature, getting more close to nature, doing things more in nature, and that includes, I'm going to go get back to gardening this year. Flower gardening. I'm just going to do flower gardening. And so right there is a picture of a woman watering. She's watering the flowers. So this represents the soil, and I'm going to be doing artwork in here, but I'm going to glue on my collage, my first collage piece. Oh, welcome everybody. 10 people in the room. Awesome. Mixed media collage today was the top choice, tied for first place for what people wanted to see on this Sunday live stream. This is acrylic paint that I've already painted in my background. I'm going to glue on some of my collage now. With Mod Podge. Wow. I don't know what my Mod, I must have had yellow left over on this brush. Mod Podge is usually not yellow, but it doesn't matter. It's on the back side. I'm working on watercolor paper, but I'm not using watercolor. I'm using acrylic paint and collage. And the theme of this relates to my words of the year for 2019, which are nature and nurture. And with that, with my 2 words, one of my goals for 2019 is do things in nature more, and that is going to include gardening this year. And here we see a picture of a woman, and she's watering. She has a water can in her hand. That was collaged onto this. Next thing, I'm going to do all kinds of either just painting or mixed media down here. Also, oh, let's see who's in the room. I'd like to welcome everybody. Welcome, Anna. Nice to see you. Oh, I'm glad you got the notice, Anna. Welcome, Papa D and Artsy Studios. Thank you, Bobby McNutt, for being here and being a moderator. Welcome, Lil Future. Welcome, Sylvia. I'm so glad you're here, everybody. Let me check who else is here. I know I'm missing some people because there's 12 people. There's 12 people in the room, and I only said hello to 7 people so far. Blended Whiskey, welcome. Fluffy Unicorn, welcome. Let's see. I still didn't say hello to 12 people. Oh, welcome, Eileen Value Fam. What is it? Oh, Eileen Value the Fam. Yes, thank you. Welcome, Eileen. Always nice to see you here. Okay, if I missed anybody, I'm sorry. I don't think I wasn't able to call. I didn't see 11 or 12 people. So some people are not talking in the chat, so I wouldn't be able to say hello to you if you're not didn't say hello in the chat. But if I missed you, I'm so sorry, and welcome to everyone. I'm so glad to see you here. I've already glued down my collage on my acrylic painting background. It was the top choice for the survey I put out for what people wanted to see this Sunday. Mixed media collage. Next thing, I'm going to glue on more of my collage. More of my collage. And I get these images copyright free. They're copyright free images from pixabay.com because I am not a magazine collector. So that's not where I get my collage images from. I do not get them from magazines. I print them out on my inkjet printer and spray these. Then I spray it with fixative. Or fixative is so stinky. Well, I do that outside, but even when I bring it back inside, it smells so much that the second choice is spraying it with hairspray. And then I have no problem with it smearing. I know some artists have problem with their inkjet prints smearing if they paint or put medium on top. I never have that problem. I wonder how many of you are going to be gardening this year. It's going to be my first time gardening in a long time. Welcome, Lynn. Lynn Roberts, welcome. Welcome, Allie Locke. Oh, so glad you could make it. Oh, Allie. No, I don't use both. I don't use fixative and hairspray. It's one or the other. And I found that hairspray works as a second choice if you don't have or don't want to use fixative. So I have not had a problem with smearing of my inkjet prints, as long as it's aerosol hairspray. I've never tried pump spray hairspray. It could be the same thing, but aerosol hairspray just like goes on finer. Thank you everybody for being here. Oh, thank you Artsy Studios for your kind words. So for the survey that I put out about 2 weeks ago, and I'm sorry I missed last week's live stream. I had to cancel. I'm sorry about that. People wanted to see, it was a tie for first place of what people wanted to see. I gave it 4 choices, and it was a tie for first place of what people wanted to see for this live stream, and it was the tie was first place was between mixed media collage and palette knife acrylic painting. But I am doing mixed media collage. I chose to do that even though there were 2 tied for first place. And thank you to everybody that voted. I'm using Mod Podge. And like I said, if you missed it, I'm not a magazine collector. I do not get my collage elements from magazines. I get them from pixabay.com and print them on my inkjet printer. Then I spray them with either one or the other, fixative or hairspray. in case I was gonna do medium on top, which I'm really not going to today, but I have never had any problem with smearing. And I wonder if I could, I looked in the monitor. I wonder if I could still pull this one up. No, I can't. Oh, I might add something more right there. Because I see it looks too straight of a line for me. I want to add about one more flower. I'll be flower gardening this year. First time in a long time. Oh, I read that somebody said they're going to go camping a lot this year, so they will not be putting out their hanging baskets. Oh, let me check the chat. Oh, hi, Abstract Possibilities. So nice to see you here. And thank you. Thank you for your kind words, Abstract Possibilities. Oh, hi. Hello, Mary. Welcome. So glad you can make it. For anybody else that I missed, sorry. I'm sorry if I missed you, but welcome to everybody. I'm so glad you're here. We got 14 people in the room. That's great. So mixed media collage was the first choice on the survey. It was tied for first place with acrylic palette knife painting. Already, this is watercolor paper. It's a watercolor block. I painted already the background with acrylic paint. I've added my collage. So far, my first part of my collage, and now I'm going to work down here. And the theme is based on my 2 words of the year for 2019, which are nature and nurture. So this has to do with nature and nurture, because it's in nature. If you're having a garden, like I'm going to have a little bit of a flower garden this year, and you certainly have to nurture it. But I'm also talking about self-nurturing and maybe nurturing others. But in this theme, underground here, I'm gonna some things may pertain to like interior symbolism, but we'll see. I started, I had thought I was going to put like internal symbols that were like, that are in your, that are in my mind about things that I want to self nurture, but it may be just abstract down here representing different things in the soil. I have this collage paper. Again, I got it from, I'm not a magazine collector, I got it from pixabay.com, and I printed on my inkjet printer. And the thing I want to watch out for is I do not want high contrast down here. So these white edges I'll be painting over. I want low contrast down here so it does not compete with what's going on up here. So I'm just pinch and tearing these long splinter shapes, or what, I don't know what kind of shapes you call these, long linear shapes. And please remember to hit the thumbs up. Thanks so much for that. And welcome to new people who have never come to one of my live streams. I believe this is my number 10 or number 11 live stream. Let's see, I don't want them all the same size. Look at this. I tend to have to watch for that I don't make things too uniform a lot. That I do more randomness. So part of my collage, the background is acrylic paint, so on watercolor paper. And I'm looking for low contrast here so that it does not compete with my focal point up here. My two words for the year are nature and nurture, and that's the theme for this mixed media collage. It's actually nature and nurture in this. I wonder if any of you, the artists in the room, this Mod Podge says that it's matte. It's not matte. And I think it's the light blue label one that's matte. I found this has a little bit of sheen to it. I don't call this matte, matte. And I think if anybody knows, they could tell me. I think the light blue label one is truly the matte one. the weather around the country is doing all kinds of things. Like I saw that somebody on one of my Facebook groups, a member of one of my Facebook groups, she just got a little bit of she got snow, not too much snow, but she got snow last night or this morning, and we had 75 degrees. I'm in Pennsylvania. We had 75 degrees yesterday. I'm sorry, and I'll check the chat in a minute. Okay, I'm going to check the chat and stop at that stage. Oh, thank you, Bobby, for your kind words. Oh, thank you, Sylvia. Well, yeah, this is vintage. This paper that I used was vintage. This collage paper I'm used is vintage. And up here, I don't know if that's vintage. Maybe if you think so. It's however you see it. Let me check the chat a minute. Okay, I'm trying to read the chat a little bit. I'm backing up, reading it. Looks like people are having fun in the chat. That's great. I was able to read some of the chat. Hopefully I got most of it. I know Lil Future had a question for everybody, and I didn't catch her whole question. I noticed that people were answering Lil Future about her. Well, if that's a boy or I'm not sure if that's male or female, but they answered the chat. They answered Lil Future in the chat, so that's great to see. Oh, thank you, Sylvia. Right, because they're calling this Matt. Let me check. Yeah, here they say Matt. This is Matt. Let me warn everybody. This is not Matt. The yellow label Mod Podge, even though it says Matt, is not Matt. It has a sheen to it. It's the light blue one that's the matte one. So just to give people a warning about that. Oh, hi, Bubba. Welcome, Bubba. Do I paint rocks too? Yes, I'm gonna add something that looks like rocks. In one of my steps. But not yet. I need to protect that. Because next thing I'm going to use is Glimmer Mist spray ink. Because these white edges, I really don't want those white edges. And this might bring the contrast down just a little bit. Already it's pretty low contrast, but right there, get rid of that white edge. And Bubba, these already could be rocks. I see these already, these shapes right here, as already kind of being like rocks. This is mixed media, Bubba, this is mixed media collage, meaning I'm using collage paper, and paint, and other mediums. Like this is ink spray. I've used acrylic paint for the brown. This is paper collage. So it's mixed media collage, not just painting. Next thing, I'm mixing brown raw umber. I'm going to make it very liquidy. With my spray bottle, I'm just going to add tons of water here. I want it liquidy. And now I'm going to do spatters. And these are going to represent rocks. And I might have to add some black to that. Yep, I got to add some black to that. There we go, that's showing up. I'd like to have some big blobs too, though. Oh, hello, Alicia. Welcome. One Peaceful Mind. Handmade Alicia. Welcome. So glad you could make it. Oh, Bubba Hollis says rock painting is a big thing now. Oh, yes, when you actually paint rocks. I have not done that yet. I actually did buy a kit for doing that, and I haven't done it yet. I actually did just about a year ago, bought a rock painting kit. And just not, yeah, I might be doing that in one of these, in one of my live streams in the future, right. Oh, please remember to hit the thumbs up. Thanks so much. The next thing, I need to dry this. And since I'm filming on my phone, I cannot press mute. So it's just going to be for a minute or so. Trying to make this watery again for the next step. Keep this watery for my next step. And I want to create drips. Okay, bye, Mary. Thanks for visiting. Thanks so much for stopping by. I had done another one of these earlier, yesterday, kind of like practicing a little bit for today, and I could show you it. Let me show it to you in my art journal, because I had included like symbolism for things that have to do with nature and nurture, and so down here I had included some symbolism. I'll show you my art journal version. But today, I kind of don't think that works, any symbolism down here. Just the things that, just elements that are referring to the soil is what I think works best right now. But let me show you my art journal version. So yesterday, oh, let me move this away then. Move this one away. This is my art journal version from yesterday. See, I did add some symbols, a key, hearts, writing, text. I have a text stencil. So who thinks in the one I'm working on right now I should add hearts or a key or other elements? Oh, so Alicia likes the browns. Yeah. And this one looks more like fall, which I'll still be gardening in the fall, but it's okay that it looks like fall. This definitely one looks like fall to me. This one I think looks more like spring. So it's just two different versions. Who thinks on this one I should add like a key or hearts? I think this one looks finished. I'm ready to do a second one of a whole different theme. I'm done with these two. I mean, I have a second one that I was gonna do for you today. So you see that version and this version, just two different versions. To me, this seems finished. Oh yeah, I think the drips are awesome too, Anna. I love drips. I love drips in any of my artwork. I always love to put drips. The drips running off the rocks, yeah. So I think I am finished with this one. I don't think I should add anything. Oh, my second one I am going to do in my art journal. So before I do that, oh, let's take a break and look at the chat. Okay. Some of you might remember this one. I didn't do this one on a live stream. I did that one for the Facebook group that me and Kylie Koo host called Anybody Interested in Joining. It's down below, and it's down below. The link is down below for joining Art and Soul Studio Facebook group. I created this one for that group for a art prompt. We have a weekly Wednesday art prompt or challenge. This one I created for last week's weekly Wednesday art prompt. Only using paintbrushes once in the whole picture. Just using paintbrush down here a little bit. Everything else was painted without a paintbrush. Using a cardboard edge to create the trees, a sea sponge for creating this and the flowers, using my fingers here, finger painting. Oh, that was also Pop Art Pets for our Facebook group as well, Pop Art Pets. All right, this one is the background I'm using for today's second mixed media collage, and I already sprayed it with Magicals pigmented powders by Lindy's. Can you see the glimmer? If you've watched many of my videos or live streams, you know I love Magicals. I love Magicals pigmented powders. Can you see the glimmer? Because it has mica. There's mica in the pigments. So my background is ready for my next mixed media collage. And Magicals comes in 5 color sets like this, and it's by Lindy's company, LINDY''S. They come in different kind of color sets. Here's the color sets that I have, the 5 color set that I have, and it's called oh god, Drop Dead Diva. Yes, it's called the Drop Dead Diva color set. There's so many different color sets you could get. This one has a very nice blue, a hot pink, like neon yellow, kind of neon yellow. But there's other color sets you could buy instead if you think that you would like Magicals pigmented powders that have, and I think they all have mica in them. Thank you everybody that's still who stayed. Thank you everybody, and now I'm ready to do the next mixed media collage. Yeah, some of you say you like mica sprays. Yes, I've never used the sprays. If anything, I prefer pigmented powders because the sprays, a lot of times spray bottles, they clog up and then you can't, for some reason you can't pump them, and I'm like, ugh, they're such a pain. So if anything, I prefer pigmented powders. So this is the focal point on this one. Well, she's kind of the focal point. Again, I do not get these from magazines. Let's see, where am I putting her? Here. I do not get these from magazines, but they are copyright-free images I get from pixabay.com. Okay, it's going to be something like that. And this one is going to be mostly collage. It's still mixed media collage, but because I'm using an ink spray background. Oh, Lynn Roberts. Yes. Lynn Roberts, I finished the other one. My first one. It's drying. Lynn Roberts here. I finished that with collage strips, spatters, and drips. And I'm letting it dry. Now my second one, yes, I prepared the background ahead of time. And this is my second mixed media collage, using all copyright-free images from pixabay.com. Again, I'm going to use Mod Podge for gluing. This time I'm going to add a sentiment onto this too, but I haven't cut it out yet. I'm just arranging, making my design arrangement. This image is so cute. That girl. Get rid of this hard edge. You can't have this hard edge showing. Yes, this is in my art journal. And Lynn Roberts is, I can show you in a minute. Well, in a few minutes, I have a second version of what I created today. My first one, I have a second version that I created yesterday in my art journal. I had showed everyone. And the background is created with magical pigmented powders and then sprayed with water by Lindy's. Magicals pigmented powders by Lindy's, and they have mica in them, which makes them glimmer. If I hold it up to the light, oh, maybe you could see that. See the glimmer? Because it has mica in it. So awesome. Ooh, I don't know if I need some more flowers. No. Yes, I think I need another flower right in here. Yes. Oh, Lynn Roberts, you saw it then. Yes, the autumn version. That's right. Yes. Oh, welcome, Toytastic. Oh, Toytastic Gold Play Reviews. Welcome. Oh, thank you, Papa D. Thank you, Papa D, for your kind words. Oh, thank you, Lynn Roberts. Welcome, Chrissy Canvas Art. So nice to see you. Chrissy Canvas Art is an excellent acrylic. I think she only paints in acrylic paint. You could correct me if I'm wrong. I think she only paints in acrylic paint. And excellent acrylic painter. We have a number of artists in here. Sylvia and Sylvia D and acrylic and oils. Now we have a number of artists in here. Sylvia D does excellent work. Lynn Roberts, if you're an artist, because this is the first time I think you've come to one of my live streams, and if you're an artist, let me know. And I'm gonna go through the chat to see who the other artists are. Alicia, yes, sometimes she does crafting. Is that right, Alicia? One Peaceful Mind, Handmade Alicia. I think sometimes does arts or crafting. Is that right, Alicia? And Anna Tronson, she's an artist. She does awesome. I've seen some of her collages. Her collages are awesome. Oh, thank you, Anna. You're too kind as well. And yes, if you read in the chat, Alicia is saying what kind of art she makes. So for Chrissy, who just got here, Chrissy, oops, ooh, I really banged this stand that has my camera on it. For Chrissy, who just got here, here was my first mixed media collage, which is about my 2 words for the year for 2019, which are nature and nurture. So I haven't been gardening in a long time, but I'm gonna, because of my 2 words of the year, I'm gonna do a little bit of flower gardening this year. And that's the theme of this first mixed media collage, which is on watercolor paper, 12 by 16 inches, but it's with acrylic. No watercolor in it, it's acrylic and collage. And I get all my collage elements not from magazines, but from pixabay.com, copyright-free images, because I am not a magazine collector. And I was just working on my second mixed media collage, but before I finished that, this was my version from yesterday of same thing, nature, and my 2 words of the year, nature and nurture for 2019. And I did kind of like an autumn version of things going on in this, symbolic things going on in the soil down below. Here the woman is nurturing her garden. And I put symbolic things down here, and it looks more like autumn to me. Whereas this one, I think, I decided not to put symbolic things down here, make it just look more, but collage, drips and spatters. All right, I need to get one more flower for right in here. I love the freedom of collage that the challenge of collage is that, well, my background, it is mixed media because I did my background in Lindy's Magicals pigmented powders and then spray it on with water, so it's kind of like ink spray background with collage. And the challenge of collage is the arrangement, getting the design right, getting the design in a pleasing design, pleasing composition. But I do not have to painstakingly draw or paint something. So I do love that freedom of collage. Because as you know, many of you know, I do have a vision disability, and if I do tiny, tiny details, I have to use a magnifying glass the whole time. And I'm going to add a sentiment. I'm done gluing the composition. I think that turned out good. KCK, welcome. I remember KCK, I don't know if you're male or female, but I remember you said you're going to visit. Thank you so much for stopping by. Oh, okay. It's a KCK. Is a she? Let's see. Hello. Oh, KCK, I hope you say it's your puppy you had to take to the vet? I hope your puppy's all right. And I'll be doing just a review, a recap of what I've done in a few minutes. This was my second mixed media collage. I'm not finished yet. I'm going to add some words. Excuse me. I'm going to add a sentiment and some words to this. It's in my art journal, and I'm going to do a recap so you can see. Since you got here late, you'll be able to see a recap of the first mixed media collage I did, and a mixed media collage I did yesterday. So I am gonna I'm cutting my words. I did print them ahead of time on my inkjet printer. I have no problem with smearing on my inkjet. If I paint or if I do what is it, Mod Podge on top of it, will not smear if you spray it with hairspray or fixative. Either one works. Spread your wings and fly. So I'm not putting it like that. I'm seeing how I'm going to spread out the words. Probably something like that. I might still adjust the words a little bit. Let's say I'm going to use a glue stick though, and then I'm going to trace over the words with markers. How many of you keep art journals? Most everybody of you, I mean, even artists and art lovers might still have art journals. I know most artists have art journals. I'm going to trace over with a black marker. Oh, Chrissy, 9:30 in England? It's 4:30 here. England's 5 hours ahead of us. At the end of March, they became 5 hours ahead of us again. For most of the year, UK is 5 hours ahead of us. In March, when we do spring forward of daylight savings time, then for like 1 month you become 4 hours ahead, and then at the end of March, UK does their clock change, their time change, and then you guys become 5 hours ahead of us again. Say I'm using a black Sharpie, and my head might get in the way of the camera because I need to get up close, and I use a magnifying glass like this, and I need to get up close, and if I want to trace this butterfly like that. I want that butterfly to show up more right there. Now I'm gonna trace around these words. Little crooked, oh well. Okay, my head was in the way, but that's how it goes. And it's hot here today. I have my hair in a ponytail. My hair probably looked horrible. I have my hair in a ponytail. I'm sweating up here. And even though I'm on the second floor, I am sweating. And I think it must be 75 again today, but it's hot. It's hotter in the house. We don't have the air conditioning on yet because it's not hot on the first floor. So I'm finished with mixed media collage number 2. I'm going to do a little recap. Oh, welcome Warren Floyd. Welcome. So glad you're here. You're catching us. You're going to catch this on the recap. I'm going to do a little recap. And if you could remember to hit the thumbs up, anybody that forgot, please hit the thumbs up. So on the recap, this was mixed media collage number 1. I had put out a survey to everyone, and the first choice, top choice was, I gave 4 choices, and the tied for first place was mixed media collage and palette knife acrylic painting. So I chose to do mixed media collage today. This is watercolor paper, but I used acrylic paint and collage on it. It's 12 by 16 inches. It was acrylic paint with the brown and yellow ochre. Then collage elements up here. The woman's right here watering, nurturing, watering the garden, and down here is my representation of the soil. And it has to do with my 2 words for 2019, which are nature and nurture. So I'm revisiting those words in this picture. It's collage here, then I added some collage elements right here and here, and then added spatters and drips. And then I have a second version of this that I did yesterday, which a part of for my words for the year, nature and nurture, is that I'm going to get back to gardening this year. So this spring I'm going to be doing gardening. I haven't done gardening in a long time. And this was my version from yesterday. It was like kind of like a practice study. But this looks, and I did look more symbolism here. The key, the words, hearts. And so I have more symbolism going on down here in the soil, referring to nurture, self-nurturing. Oh, Toytastic. You're an artist too. Okay. Oh, very interesting. Toytastic. Well, thanks for stopping by. If you have to leave now, thanks for stopping by. And that's very interesting to know you're an artist too, graphic design. And then this was my second for today, my second mixed media collage for today. The background was done with Magicals. Oh, let me get them. Magicals Pigmented Powders by Lindy's, and they have mica in them. And this five color, the mica gives them a glimmer. I'll show you if you can see the. Can you see that? The glimmer and the sheen because of the mica. So you sprinkle on the pigmented powders, you tap it on with a dry brush, and then you spray it with water. And it acts just like an ink spray. I prefer that to ink sprays because ink sprays, they always clog up and then I can't get the pump working again. So it's Magical's Pigmented Powders by Lindy's company. And the they come in all different kind of 5-color sets. The 5-color set I have is Drop Dead Diva with a really vibrant colors. So I did the background with the Magicals, just only in yellow and a little bit of green, and then Collage on top. And I get my collage material. I get my collage elements from Pixabay.com because I'm not a magazine collector, and you can get copyright-free images from Pixabay.com. Oh, welcome, Makeup by Nicole. Welcome. I've been meaning to come to one of your one of your live streams. I definitely got to come to one in the near future. Oh, thank you. Like it's yes, Sylvia. It's like it's like an explosion of flower blooms. Yes, that's how I feel about spring. Oh, thank you, Anna, for your kind words. And Nicole, Nicole just missed the recap. I could show you again for Nicole that just got in here. So here was my first mixed media collage I did today. And it has to do with my 2 words for the year for 2019, which are nature and nurture. And I haven't done gardening for a while, but I'm going to do some gardening. Because of my 2 words for the year, I'm going to do some gardening this year. So you could probably pretty much tell that represents the soil. And I did collage, spatters, drips. This is acrylic paint, collage elements. And then this one was the second one for today, my second mixed media collage, like a floral explosion, but spread your wings and fly. Does that say that? Yeah. Spread your wings and fly. And that was my version from yesterday as a kind of like a practice study for today's mixed media collage. And this one looks more like autumn, and I have more symbolism going on down here with the hearts and the key and the words. But today I thought that didn't work in the mixed media collage that I made today. That kind of symbolism I don't think worked. Okay, bye, Chrissy. Thank you so much for stopping by. I hope I can catch your live stream on Monday. Oh, Casey K. Casey K. You love the key and heart. You love the hearts and the key, the symbolism. Yeah. So this is just like a second version. I didn't want to do this version again for the second time. So yesterday, yes, the key, the hearts, symbolism for like nurturing, and for the key to things that could, the key to things that, oh, what is the word? You know, the key for thing. There's the key thing. The key is just a symbolism. You know what I mean? A symbol for. The key is a symbol for things that I can't even explain right now. So you know what I'm talking. You know what I mean. And for today's, I didn't think that was necessary. The symbols I didn't think were necessary in today's mixed media collage. It was more just a representation of the soil. Oh, hi, Dina. Hi, Dina. So glad you could make it. I just did a recap, and I'm about to end, and it was a recap. So, for some people that just came in the room, like Dina, this was my first mixed media collage for today. Because my 2 words for 2019 are nature and nurture. And this is a kind of representation of, I am going to get back to gardening this year. I haven't done it for several years, and my intention is to get back to gardening this year as to honor my 2 words of the year, nature and nurture. So this is on watercolor paper, but it's acrylic, collage. And this was my version from yesterday. It's like the same theme, but actually this one looks more autumn-like. And I have more symbolism going on, like with the key and the hearts and the text. A different kind of background that's more like autumn. And with the, so I thought the symbolism didn't work so much in this one. I didn't think I needed to add any kind of symbolism there. And then the second, that was yesterday. I did that yesterday as a practice study. And then today's second mixed media collage with this one, with the background being with pigmented powder that I spray with water, and it becomes like an ink, becomes paint once you, Lindy's Magicals, which have mica in them. And you can see there's a glimmer and a sheen because of the mica. And this is in my art journal. So that's just a recap. Again, another recap for some other people that came into the room. Thank you, Dina. Yes, like the remembrance of my mother, right? I did a video about the remembrance of my mother, who passed away earlier this year at the age of 96. and she was a huge organic gardener. She was not a flower gardener. She was a vegetable gardener. But yes, this is kind of, and I did a video about that with an art journal, mixed media collage in my art journal for in honor of her and remembrance of her. Right. Oh, and Nicole, Makeup by Nicole said this one, I think this one looks like a spring one, and definitely this one is definitely spring. That's definitely spring. And then this one, not that one. Well, this one is definitely spring, but that was for something else. I have a video on that. This one to me is definitely autumn. Really looks like autumn. I wasn't trying it for it to be autumn. I'm checking the chat. Oh, welcome, Ian. When did you come in the room? Oh, thank you, Sylvia and Papa D. Oh, Papa D, you did a landscape painting, but the same landscape painting, but in 4 different seasons. Awesome. So to me, that's almost kind of what I almost just did. This is like spring. That's definitely, that to me is spring, and in the same version, a different version. This one is autumn. All I need is winter and summer. I could do these. Yes, I could do in the summer, like in one of my live streams in the summer. I might do this again in a summer. To me, yeah, like this could be like I make a summer and a winter version, because here's already the spring and the autumn versions. Oh, thank you, Papa D. Yeah. Oh yes, Ian, you just got here just now. Oh yes, so that was my first mixed media collage today for my 2019 words for nature and nurture. I haven't done gardening for a while, but I'm going to start a flower garden again this spring. This one, mixed media collage I did yesterday, which is more like an autumn theme. But it was like a practice study for today. But I decided not to put the personal symbolism in it. For today's one, I did not put the personal symbolism. I did not put any symbolism here. I thought it worked. This one worked better without any kind of symbolism down here. Just the soil. And here was my second mixed media collage for today, with the background done in Magical's pigmented powder. If you can see the glimmer and the sheen, because it has mica in it. Oh, so Dina thinks there's still symbolism in this one. Yes, still can be symbolism in that. Oh, Papa D, you got the idea from Bob Ross to do the same landscape in 4 different seasons? Oh, that's interesting. I just want to play with my lights for a minute because I was looking on the monitor, and if I move this light, if I can, oh, I don't know if my extension cord is long enough. If I move this light over so I have light on both sides, I wonder if my lighting would be better. I think my lighting would be better if I had lighting on both sides like this. Let me check the monitor. It looks more well lit from here, but let me check the monitor. Oh, Dina says that's better lighting. Yeah, I had my lighting off to one side, just one side. It's better if I have lighting on both sides. A tad, yes. It looks like a big difference right here, but on the monitor, it's not. It does. It looks like. I don't. I think it helped, but even if I could have some more light, but I'm not sure how I'm gonna add it. Oh, Lala Lydia. Lala Lydia's life. She's an artist too. And Dina Tollefson is an artist. I was trying to name out the artists as they were here today. I named off all the artists that were here to check out their channels. They do excellent art. Lala Lydia is an artist. Dina Tollefson is an excellent artist. check out their channels. Earlier I named the other artists that were in the room. Oh, Ian Jackson, artist also, excellent artist. Oh, Casey K, what, KCK? Like, Casey K, yes. No, we can see a difference. Very illuminated. Thank you. It looks so illuminated, and it's not showing up so illuminated as I see it in real life. I wanted it to show up on the camera. Thank you, Lala Lydia Life, for your kind comments on my art journal page. I've done the recap about 4 times over. I just show you, this was my first mixed media collage for today during the live stream. My 2 words for the year for 2019 are nature and nurture. This corresponds with that. I haven't been gardening for a while, but I am gonna start a flower garden this year to honor my 2 words of the year, nature and nurture. On watercolor paper with acrylics and collage. This was my second mixed media collage for today. Spread your wings and fly, with the background being in an ink spray that has mica in it. If you can see the glimmer and the gleam. And then I did a practice study version yesterday of this same theme, nature and nurture, with more personal symbolism here. Oh, bye, Nicole. Thank you so much for joining us today. Green Gold Challenge. Oh, Dina, you think this would be perfect for the Green Gold Challenge? It's a little bit too yellow, isn't it? I know something. I could do a green. I could do more of a green gold background for a similar collage like that. Yes. Oh, okay. That's good to know. Yes, all shades of green gold. And Dina, if you want to tell people about the green gold challenge, yes, green gold challenge in the chat. If you have a link to your video, you could put your link to your video in the chat to tell people about the Green Gold Challenge. You're welcome to. Oh, Lala Lydia, are you talking about down below, right of this live stream, is the link to the Facebook group that me and Kylie Koo host called Art and Soul Studio, Art and Soul Studio Facebook group, and we have an art prompt challenge every Wednesday. If that's what you're talking about, the link is right down below in the description box. If you want to join that. And then there's Dina Tollefson, who is hosting a challenge, the Green Gold Challenge. And I told Dina she could post the link right here in the chat. Oh, good. Oh, good. Dina posted the link. I'll give everybody a few minutes to catch that link. And or go to Dina's channel to catch that video where she explains she has a very short video that explains the challenge, the Green Gold Challenge, which is not, you don't have to make it, it's you make your whatever artwork you're making with green gold, she'll explain it, and it's due like beginning of May, around the first week of May. Oh, thank you for visiting, Lala Lydia. And I'm about to end the stream. So thank you, everybody. Thank you so much for visiting. I hope you got Adina's link. Okay, bye. Everybody have a great Sunday. Rest of your Sunday. And thank you to all my moderators. Wow, there's still 10 watching. Who's still in the house? Is Bobby in here? Oh, thank you, Ian. Thank you, Ian, for reminding people to click the thumbs up, please, on your way out, if you didn't, on your way out. I was going to end the stream, but I see there's still 10 people in here. But thank you, Papa D, for stopping by. And blessings to you, too. Oh, you're welcome, Ian, and thank you. Oh, thank you, Sylvia. Thank you so much for coming by. And thank you for being a loyal supporter so much. Five people still in the house. I'm wondering who they are, if they want to say hello or goodbye. I was going to just stay on a little bit longer just to see 5 people left. Okay, I'm gonna end it now. 5 people left in the house. I don't know who they are, but thank you for watching. Thank you for being here.